But thank you for being here today as well. And I see some Mississippians back there. We certainly appreciate your presence. This bill is extremely important because of the rich history of Natchez, Mississippi, which is one of the premier historical tourism destinations in my state. It's only about 45 minutes from my home, and it sure is a shining star for us. Looking first at the Grand Village of the Natchez Indians, a national landmark, this location interprets the story of the Natchez people who originally lived there. And the Grand Village was the last ceremonial mound center of the Natchez people in their homeland. It was also the site of the 1730 battle between the Natchez and the French that ultimately led to the expulsion of the Natchez people from Mississippi. Historical Jefferson College is another location in Natchez that is steeped in deep in history. It was Mississippi's birthplace, the intellectual center of the old Natchez district, and served as a Freedmen's Bureau site after the Civil War. Jefferson College is nationally significant also as the most intact and most complete surviving college complex from the early American period of 1785 to 1840, notable for the architectural integrity of this building and for the overall integrity of the early college landscape. I introduced this bill to support these two historic sites by amplifying their stories not only to Mississippians, but to all Americans and visitors from around the world who are drawn to Natchez. I understand and respect that the National Park Service has a process for determining affiliated area status for historical locations, and that process is currently underway. I don't want to impede or hinder that process in any way. I want to show my support for this endeavor and stand ready to help however I can. Before I get to my questions, I want to mention letters of support for this endeavor from the Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves, Natchez Mayor Dan Gibson, who's doing an awesome job, and the Mississippi Department of Archives and History, which is the state agency tasked with preserving and protecting the historical resources of Mississippi. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter these into the record as well. But the question one, Mr. Caldwell, I first want to thank you for your team at NPS for responding to my request for surveys of these two sites in Natchez and for working diligently to come to a determination, hopefully by the summer of this year. Can you please provide specifics at what sort of analysis is needed at this point in the study to reach a final determination?
Yes. Thank you for the question. We are, in both sites that you mentioned, we are fully underway with our reconnaissance survey and have gotten to a point where we are now reviewing them internally within the National Park System, within the Department of Interior. And I think we would look forward to a chance to brief you and your staff on the status of where that is over the course of the summer. And we look forward to completing that study and getting it back to you in an efficient time.
Thank you very much. And will you commit to me that the NPS will work with me and my staff on these locations because they have deep but undeveloped ties to existing NPS sites already within Natchez? And I certainly appreciate your willingness to provide recommended language and additional information, anything that we need to add to that, and just the commitment there.
Yeah, we're happy to work with you and your staff on that.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Chairman.